Veteran Salute is sponsored by the DeVaughn James Injury Lawyers.
A Waukene man was just 18 years old when he became a squad leader in Vietnam, and it was something he didn't talk about for decades.
Now, 50 years after the war, he was able to share a glimpse of what it was like for him and the men he led. Gwen Bevel and photojournalist Nick Kiefer have his story.
Myron Fabrizius says a buddy told him he had a 12-pack of beer and was headed to Nest City to sign up for the draft. Even though Fabrizius wasn't even 18 yet, he went ahead and filled out the paperwork. In no time, he says many of those who signed up were headed to Korea. He went to Vietnam.
I had to call my folks.
That was difficult for the young man who was headed to war.
We loved each other like brothers, and we took care of each other like brothers.
Within a few short months, Myron Fabrizius was leading those brothers.
I call them my boys.
He says he made it clear as a squad leader he would never ask those boys to do anything he wouldn't do.
We're going to work together here, and I'm going to do my awful best so that we all get home alive.
Fabrizius knew that wouldn't be an easy task, and the elements certainly weren't helping his efforts.
This is when we were over on the China beach, where our feet were so rotten.
Jungle rot was nothing compared to the enemy, and Fabrizius says they always knew where they were.
We had a hell of a time. Sometimes things got pretty rough.
The soldier's job was to go on search and destroy missions. He says war comes at a high cost.
I don't know how many deaths I'm responsible for, but I am responsible for some.
He says several of his guys were badly wounded.
I lost one man.
He says the Wyoming native never made it home.
The middle guy is Robert Maurer. He's the guy that's on the black wall.
Fabrizius says the soldier was hit with friendly fire, and so was he.
Had I not had a flight jacket on, probably wouldn't have an arm, or might be dead, I don't know.
He says although there were too many close calls to count, all these years later, he's finally able to share what it was really like for him and his boys in the thick of the Vietnam jungle.
I felt like I had done the best for the American people.
Those who did make it home were really up for the fight of their lives. Fabrizius says his squadron served in an area that was heaviest hit by Agent Orange. He says about all of those he served with have had heart problems or even cancer. He's had his fair share of heart problems. He also has multiple sclerosis and was recently diagnosed with Parkinson's. Here for you, Gwen Bevel, KSN News 3.
Tonight, we salute Myron Fabrizius for his service in Vietnam.
On behalf of DeVaughn James Injury Lawyers and KSN, we want to say thank you to Vietnam veteran Myron Fabrizius, who lives out in Waukene. Thank you for your service and your sacrifice.
I feel like the VFW here in Post 3449 has helped me through the years, and I would like to donate that check to our local VFW.
Veteran Salute is sponsored by the DeVaughn James Injury Lawyers.
Great story. Stick around, sports is next.